Thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. Meanwhile, now the BCB and the ICC have not yet reached a resolution over Bangladesh's refusal to play their 2026 T20 World Cup matches in India due to security concerns, despite the tournament starting in 3 weeks' time. An ICC official from India could not attend the meeting in person due to a delay in getting the Bangladesh visa. And the two parties had a meeting on Saturday, after which the BCB issued a statement saying that they will continue engaging in constructive dialogue on this matter. The 2026 T20 World Cup, co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka, is scheduled to begin on February 7. Now joining me on the telecast is Shekhar Vijayan, sports commentator. Shekhar, when we're seeing the latest development that are taking place, especially in concerns with sports, between the relations between India and Bangladesh, what do you think is the next course of action, especially when we're talking how the geopolitics have merged into this sports as well?
Thank you for having me over. I think it's very interesting to see how it's panning out. We've been talking about this issue for the last 1 month, and I think this was also panned out because of what happened with one of the Bangladesh players who moved out from the KKR IPL team. Now, Bangladesh is trying to obviously, blackmail India because the T20 World Cup is not just an Indian tournament. It's a tournament that the whole world watches, right? The T20 World Cup, and they want to change the venue because they feel India is not safe, which is very ironical because India is the safest country in the world right now to travel, and for Bangladesh to say that it's not safe for the players to come in and play, it speaks of a bigger controversy. They're trying to create a mountain out of a molehill. They want to involve the ICC and the BCCI, and I think India needs to stand really firm because as you mentioned, the World Cup is going to start on February 7, so you don't have much time left. It is not easy for India to change the venues. It's not easy for for the organizers to go ahead and change things around for example, the commentary team, the team preparation, the way the teams are grouped. It's not possible at all. With Bangladesh wanting all the matches to be shifted to Sri Lanka, it does not work in that manner. It's not a this is not a bilateral series. This is not a tournament where you're playing with your children, or you're playing when you're a small child. This is a T20 World Cup, so they cannot just do this with India. And I think India or even the ICC has to take a firm stand here and let Bangladesh know that this is just not possible. And if they still continue, I think there should be sanctions imposed on BCB, and BCB should be asked to forfeit the matches, because I think what they really should focus on is playing in the World Cup, doing well, expressing the talent, and not letting the geopolitical issues co-align with cricket. I think the reason why they're also doing this is because elections is around the corner in Bangladesh. I think just after the World Cup, elections are out there in Bangladesh, so they're doing this to rake up any nationalist issue which gets the whole country moving forward. And obviously, with anything like a World Cup which gets prominence across the world, Bangladesh goes into center stage again. But they don't realize this is an issue they're raking up which has no substance, and this will die a death, of course, because the ICC has to be very clear about it, and the ICC has to take a stand that no country can take the host nation for a ride like this.
All right, Shekhar Vijayan, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast and your input on that story. But meanwhile, viewers, that's a wrap for the bulletin. We'll slip into a short break.